Bert Oliva's Mastermind Circle.
I want to welcome you to the Mastermind Circle. We usually have a presentation that tells you a little bit more about who I am and what it is that I do. I've been doing seminars for over 21 years now at a professional level. Today, we happen to be in Savannah, Georgia, and today's topic is about commitment.
Bert Oliva is an international orator. He speaks around the world about his experiences and teaches humanology, the scientific study of human potential. He has enchanted audiences all over the world, showing them the power of mind over matter.
He's one of the most talented speakers out here, and I highly recommend him to any type of.
The more prepared you are, the luckier you'll be.
He is the world-renowned authority on leadership and human behavior.
Mr. Bert Oliva.
Bert Oliva!
He's considered the voice of inspiration and motivation. Today, he'll pass his knowledge on to all of us.
For over 2 decades, Bert Oliva has touched the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. Bert has a dedicated social media following and an impressive online influence few possess, enabling him to communicate with audiences he has touched near and far.
I think he's one of the greatest motivators out there.
The thing I love about Bert is he's on stage and he gives his heart every single time.
He has developed many programs, recorded audio CDs, and written books, all of which to help those ranging from individuals to corporate and Fortune 500 companies. He has dedicated his life to speaking all over the globe and met some of the most influential and powerful people in the world.
Okay, let's go.
He has also coached highly successful business executives and politicians.
Normally seen as impossible.
I believed it and I did it.
An infectious motivator.
So get ready to learn tools that will help you tap into your potential.
Pay attention, this is real stuff.
Get ready to have an experience you won't soon forget. Please help me welcome Bert Oliva.
If you guys don't know me, we're all about being real and real talk, and about really helping people change their quality of life to have a better quality of life in whatever their life is, whatever they want in their life. And we bring in the best tools, the best techniques. We bring in some of the best speakers, celebrities, you know, some of the greatest minds that we're able to connect with, and we bring them to you. However, last couple of weeks, we've had a little hiccup. Last week, we talked about, you know, not coming through, and a lot of people do. And then they realize, well, you know, how come I'm not succeeding? Well, the reason you're not succeeding is you're not showing up. The most important thing is to show up. That's step one. So if you guys are with me, raise your hand. I want to make sure you guys are with me. Come on, I want to see some hands raised. There we go. Okay, so Alexa, there's a couple of topics we're going to talk about today.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to the Mastermind. We know it's a little different format, but we're out of town, obviously, and we wanted to make sure that we came through for you no matter what. Even though Bert was telling you that we had a friend of ours that unfortunately wasn't able to make it to the interview tonight, we still wanted to make sure that we connect with you and let you know. Today has been a very challenging day for our family as we've been on the road and going from city to city. And we wanted to make sure that we got to a place where we could, you know, still deliver, still come through on our commitment to you. And that's what we're doing right now. We found a place where we can all just plug in, because we need power to do this, and make sure that no matter what, we come through for you.
I mean, look, for example, look, she's indoors, I'm outdoors, and it's not cold here in Savannah, it's hot. And there's people around me. If you look up, you'll see people up there, right? There's people over there. And a lot of times what happens is that people are so embarrassed about success. They don't want to commit. They don't want to get involved. They're like, they pick up their phone and they do a glide or they do a Snapchat, and they're concerned what other people are going to say. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, they don't pay your bills. You need to go ahead and make it happen. You need to be doing this because you want to do it, not because you need to impress someone, or the reason is, well, I'm at a certain level in my life, I don't need to show up. We show up no matter what. You know, every day is a great day because it's a perfect day for you to get started all over again and create that opportunity in your life. Opportunities are there. The question is, are you waiting for things to happen, or are you making things happen? People always tell me, well, I love the make it happen thing. It's such a cool quote. It's such a cool, look, even LJ's filming. We're filming for you guys. So we even have behind the scenes. This is the way we live our life. And I'm not trying to impress you, or I'm trying to impress upon you that if we're able to do this, and you guys will see the reality show, and you will see the issues.
Challenges.
All day today. You know, we've been going through some rough times. However, we still found time to come in here and come through with our commitment. See, you believed in us enough to go ahead and become a member, or to just show up as a guest, and you're giving me the most valuable thing in the world, which is your time. And I need to make sure I can find time to do that and give you the same thing back. So there is no excuse. So what?
Yeah, I think, Bert, one of the things is that people get conditioned to, like, if they have a challenge in their life, if they have a setback in their life, that's it. It's a sign, and I shouldn't be doing this. And that's not true. You got to push forward. You got to be tenacious when you want something. If you really want something in your life, you can't let those challenges stop you from it. And I hear so many complaints about so many people. I mean, the thought did cross my mind today in one of the severe challenges, because it was a dangerous challenge. And we're like, okay, you know what? We got to go back home. There's no way we're going to make it. And we had to evaluate what was going on. And then we said, you know what? We got to come through. We have commitments that we have to come through with, and we push forward. And a lot of times
there's people waiting for us. We have events that we have to do, and you got to figure it out. Whatever doesn't break you makes you stronger. And that's not just a quote. It's really something you got to live with. You got to abide by those rules of life. You want success in your life, you want a better quality of life, then show up in life. Most people don't even show up. You know, like I was saying, you know, I'm a little disappointed because the person that was supposed to do the interview couldn't show up. Not only did not show up, they didn't even contact them. It says a lot. And you know what? That's not where I want to be. In fact, I'm really happy that the person didn't show up to do the interview, because that's not the type of people I want you to learn from. I want you to learn from people that are really using the tools and really living that quality of life. Not just to impress you guys because they have a beautiful story. No, I want people that when we interview these people, which we have a bunch of interviews coming up, so I'm really excited. And these people have confirmed and they're ready. And we even have this interview we're going to have is going to be I'm not even going to share it with you until it happens. But we're looking into interviewing someone that's well worth over half of $500 million right now. And when people are at that level, they're not at that level because they're lucky. They're at that level because they take action. So the message that you need to take home today, folks, is to show up in your own life. Stop using the excuses. And let me tell you, I've used them before myself. One of the most difficult things in my life is that every day I have to practice what I preach. It's really easy to preach and to motivate the world. I just want to make sure that what I'm preaching, I'm living. And that's something for those people that are really close to me, they're seeing it. Look, right now, we're in the middle of a restaurant in a hotel in Savannah, Georgia. I have people around me, and I'm talking to you guys because you know what? You're important to me. Because you know what? Because of you, we're doing this. We're doing this because we're supporting each other. You want to make a better change in your life. You want to make better decisions, and you've chosen to come to Mastermind to get those tools. So I can't let you down. So Alexa, what else were you saying?
Well, I want everybody to know that even though through the challenges, one of the biggest challenges that we have in doing what we do is that people like to throw that in our face all the time. Well, you guys are the motivators. Well, you guys are the trainers. So you guys got to do this and you guys got to do that. And it's so many years of doing it that I feel that Bert really does live and tries to make our whole family and team live by what we teach. So that's one of the reasons that I think that I know that these things actually work. These tools that we're sharing with everybody actually work because we push forward. And that's how you see good things that happen in your life. And you can't do it if you give up. You can't do it if you let those challenges stop you from whatever it is that you want to accomplish in your life. So the thoughts are going to go through your head when you get a challenge, but you got to push those thoughts to the side and move forward towards your goal. And you know what? One of the things that Bert always says is you got to write your goals down. And a lot of people are like, well, I got it up here. You know, it's okay. It's up here. Well, you know what? Up here doesn't make it real, doesn't make it tangible. So I think that's very important. And I think that's one of the reasons that Bert has been so successful in his career, because he always makes sure that he writes it down and updates his goals.
Writing your goals down is the first step, man. You want to write them down. You want to put them in places you can see, and you want to see how close you get to it every day. Every day you should get one step closer to what it is you want to achieve in your life. So, you know, as I'm doing this interview or this mastermind circle, I want to show you guys around. You know, I want to show you a little bit of Savannah. For those of you that have been here, great. And for those of you that haven't, it's a beautiful place. And just like I was telling you, you know, I'm outside enjoying this beautiful day. And at the end of the day, I found time. So I want to make sure that, and like Alex says, a lot of people do it. They're like, I already have it. I have it up here. I know what I want out of life. You know, it's all going to happen for me. It's not going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. Nothing is going to happen unless you make it happen. The only reason we made it to Savannah, and we're on our way up north, is because we made it happen. We could have given up the first challenge we had, and we had several challenges today, and we decided not to. So, you know, let me go back downstairs. Go ahead, Alex. What else you wanted to bring up?
One of the important things in doing this mastermind is to make sure that people connect with other people. And I want to make sure that, you know, when we're going on the Facebook groups, that we're not just saying hello or whatever. You know, a lot of us are having tough days, and sometimes we need a little bit of advice or a little bit of encouragement. And I think that's more what the Facebook group is for me, is that it's not just to say hello, hi, how are you, whatever. It's really for us to communicate, because there's challenges, and we're constantly on there every day. I'm on Facebook group every day. If you have a question, if you have maybe a challenge in your business or at your job or within your marriage, you know, let us know. We have a whole team of people that are here ready and waiting to help you guys with those challenges. And it might not be me giving you the advice. It could be Valerie on technology or LJ on a camera. I could do relationships and children, you know, or marriage. I'm good at that one. So we have a whole team of people here, and that's what the mastermind is for.
What we do for a living, we involve our entire family. In fact, look, this is Dylan, and he's with us as we're doing this interview. So it's, I don't understand. I don't want to beat you up, but I think you need it. I think you need a reality check. I think you need to realize, and for those of you that are doing it, I celebrate you. But for those of you that have had any self-doubt in the past week, in the past month, that you're checking yourself and you're doubting and you say, well, I've done so many good things. How come it's not happening for me? Because you got to do a little bit more. Because you know what? Let's go back and think about how long you were not doing it right. How long was it that you really were giving up on yourself? How long were you eating in order to gain all that weight? How long have you been doing it? And then now you do it for a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you're like, well, I deserve it. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have to now make up for all that lost time. Does that make sense? If it does, raise your hand. I want to make sure you guys are with me. Raise your hand. Come on. Yeah, you know, because I hear it all the time. And the reason I'm telling you is because I've been there. I've been there more than once, where I'm like, sometimes you even question your God, the God Almighty. You're like, but God, why are you giving me all these challenges? Because you can handle those challenges. You are giving up way too soon. Success is right there, and you're not allowing yourself to get there. Once you pass over that obstacle, and you realize that eventually you'll be able to go back and look and say, wow, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that difficult. The more you learn, the more you will earn. But you have to learn everything, even the way you're dealing with your life. Does that make sense? If it does, raise your hands. Okay, Alex, what else you wanted to bring up?
I just want people to know that a lot of times they think, oh, you know, Bert's so lucky, and you know, he's so successful, he's so this, and they have like these perception of who you are and what you've done to get there. And one of the things that I can say, because I've been watching you grow as a person for almost 30 years, is that you really work hard. And I don't think people understand how hard you truly work and how dedicated you are to exactly what it is that you do. So I wanted to ask you guys if it would be okay for you guys to help us grow this mastermind. If you guys could, maybe this week, everybody take a moment to share this information, even if it's just one person this week. If everybody could just bring in one person this week and contact Val or contact Belinda, and we'll make sure that they get to experience the mastermind. But let's help grow this. The more we grow it, the more people are involved with this, the more connections, the more friendships, the more lessons that we're all going to learn. But we need your help. We need your help. So let's do this, guys.
If you've been here, because some of you have been here for several months, and some of you just started, like some of you are here for the first time today. If I've said one thing, or you've learned from any of the interviews that we've had, one tool, one technique, and has changed your quality of life, or you're applying it today, and that's even more reason for you to invite more people. And how do you want to succeed in life if you're not sharing it? A lot of times you're embarrassed to share it because you're like, well, you know, they're going to judge me. So let me tell you guys, they're going to judge you anyways. Whether whether you're doing it great or not, you're never going to please the world. They're going to judge you. So like Alex says, if you're able to invite at least one person, contact Belinda or Valerie. But this is for real. This is not just to go on your Facebook and do a mass email. No, be selective. Be selective with the people you want to have in this group. Be selective with the people that you want to be a part of your life. And if it's working for you, people ask you, hey, how's this stuff, what is it you're doing? How come you changed? How come certain things in your life are starting to happen? And you tell them, no, I'm attending this mastermind circle every Wednesday, and it's pretty cool. It's worked out for me. If that happens, then go ahead and share it. You know, we can use as many people we want. We want to be able to do this globally. We're doing it right now. We have someone in Mexico. We have people in Belize. We have people in Europe. We have all over the world. So we can also add another 20, 30, 40 more people. You know, we, as it is, every day, myself and my team, at the end of the week, we bring in between 5 to 15, 20 people without doing an event. When we do an event, I usually bring in between 50 to 60 people. They all don't stay, but we invite everyone. Every time I come in contact with someone, I let them know. In fact, I have a friend of mine that I haven't seen in a while, and he's telling me, man, you changed my life. My life has never been so good. He's now living in a 150-acre home. He's doing really well. However, his life is a little unbalanced right now. He's driving out from Virginia to meet with me as we're traveling the States, because he says, I just need to spend at least an hour with you, Bert. And I'm telling him, look, you can spend more than an hour with me. You can spend an hour every week. And I turn him on to Mastermind. You know, and the reason that it's not hard for me to share it, because I truly believe it. I believe it in my heart. The reason it's not hard for me to share my tools and techniques in front of people, look, I'll give you an example. I'm right here. And the reason I'm not ashamed is because it works, folks. It really works. You have to work. You have to believe. And the most important thing is you have to believe in yourself. Stop blaming your significant other. Stop blaming your children, your friends. It's you. Success is within your reach. However, you need to go after it. And it starts every day. Okay?
Dylan.
Not even every day. It starts every moment of every day. Because this moment right now can change my life in the next 30 seconds. In fact, when you guys see the reality show and some of the clips we'll be posting up soon, you're going to see the stuff that we went through. Most people would have given up with the first challenge, and we didn't. That's how we ended up in Savannah, and tomorrow we're on our way to Asheville. You know, and then it's just we're going to travel the country like we've done. We've done it every year. We usually do it 2 to 3 weeks ahead. Look, Alex, she showed up. So go ahead. I'll give you the mic, Alex.
One of the things that I want to also let you guys know is My job is to market everything and anything that's BOWA World. And Mastermind is part of BOWA World. So one of the things that we want is, that you will need is marketing materials. So if it is that you need an email, if you need a flyer, if you need a website address, we have that available for you. We also have an affiliate program so that if you recommend a certain amount of members, then you also get your affiliate fees. So we have a really big program available, and you can contact Belinda or Valerie and they can tell you all about it. So that might be something that Bert doesn't really like to feel like he's trying to sell you something at any time or anything like that. But you guys have been experiencing the Mastermind. You know what it's about. You know it brings value to you, to your life and to your business. So we want you to make sure that you have any tool available, and that's what my job is. So if there's a particular tool that you need because you're like, oh, I want to bring it to my office, or I want to bring it to my church, I want to bring it to my group, let me know, because that's what my job is. And if anybody needs to reach me, you're going to always send me an email, alexa@bowaworld.com.
I'll tell you what, I saw a comment that says, I've been in every mastermind circle and I'm committed. You don't even have to say it, because whoever it is, if you've been committed and you've been doing what you say you're doing, it shows. In fact, you don't even have to tell us. People will tell you, man, what have you been doing in your life? How come you're now happy and you used to be sad? How come, someone hurt you and you can get off of that racket immediately? How come, it's because you have been working on you. You've been showing up in your life, finally. Because that's really what it takes. You have to show up in your life in order for things to happen. Does that make sense? Yes or no? We got more people behind me. All right, so if you guys are paying attention, raise your hands. I want to make sure you guys are with me. Hello. Hey, how are you? So if you guys are with me, there you go. See, I told you. And let me tell you, like the same way that I'm doing this right now with you guys today, and I'm talking to you guys from my heart. And I'm sharing all these things, and I want to open up some questions. If you guys have some questions, I just saw another comment that says, I want to be a better me. You are being a better you. Whoever it is that said that, you are being a better you. You know why? Because you're showing up.
Just by being a part of this group, this mastermind group, shows that you're trying to do something to better your life. Because a lot of people are sitting there watching television right now, or doing something that's really not going to improve their life, and you guys are here. So that makes you wanting to work on yourself. That makes you part of something great.
I have to share this with you guys. Check this out, right? There's a message being told all the time. If you want to succeed in life, it's going to be a rough road. But as long as you're able to take through that rough road and go through it, you will succeed. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm telling you, sometimes you're working on these tools, you're working on your life, and you think you got it. And once you think you got it, something happens again. And if you look at it differently, and you look at it, like I tell people, situations and circumstances is what builds your character to get you ready for what's about to happen. Things will change you. You just got to look at it differently. So, Alex, I don't want to take up all their time. I know that we're not doing it like we normally do. So let's take a couple of questions.
Elia was texting something right now where she says something about being shy. And Elia, you know what? You have a choice. You have a choice to whether every situation you want to be shy in that situation or you don't. Is that situation going to improve your life at the moment, or are you going to have a great experience?
Let me cut you up real quick, because right now, can you hear me? I want to bring something up really important. Something that was brought to my attention today. It's been a while. So I was listening to Wayne Dyer as we were driving here, because I listened to audio tapes. And sometimes they're not mine, believe it or not. I listen to audio tapes. And Wayne Dyer was talking about just exactly that message. He was talking about how people own it. I am shy. I am overweight. I am not happy. Well, guess what? You're always going to be right. See, on the subconscious level, you're always going to do something to be right. Does that make sense? So even if you're owning it, that's what life is going to give you. If you're going to say, I'm shy, every situation you find yourself in, you're going to make sure that that's your justification for not taking action. I'm shy. So it's like, again, I am. Look at what I am today. And this is a different exercise that we've done before. You know, what is this internal belief system that you have been bringing into yourself all these years? Being shy? Or are you really shy? If someone peeves you or gets you upset, are you going to let them know that they upset you? Then you're not that shy. You're just looking at it as an excuse, because it's easier for you to say that you're shy and not take action than taking action.
We have some live questions. Let's take one live question right now.
All right, go ahead.
My name is Phil Tate, and I'm from Reno, Nevada. What do you do when you try to put the message out so hard and you see people that are just kind of like, the end result is the same, and you can foresee the forecast yourself because you've been doing it for a long time, and you can see by the way they're answering questions and the way they're moving their life, you can almost foresee the forecast of where their direction is. And when they come to you and they ask you and they say to you the same old questions over and over again and they're not going anywhere, how do you take that in without, you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, that's
how does that make you feel?
That's an amazing question, and I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, number one, I truly believe that only God can judge you. I'm nowhere near being a God. So it's not up to me to judge anyone. And I always believe that sometimes a person needs 4, 5, 6, 7 chances. I wish they would do it on the first one, but sometimes they don't. So, I have never been that fortunate. I usually don't get 3 chances. I make my own 3 chances. However, for the most part, and I've gotten some feedback from some of my team members that are like, sometimes Bert, you're a little too soft. And I'm like, you don't know what that person's going through. And at the end of the day, we'll give them a shot. Now, I'm not going to spend my hours on that one person. The more that person gets involved, the more I see a change in them, the more time we will give them. Because also time is the one thing in the world that you'll never get back. So, like I said, it's not about me judging people. Maybe when I was younger, I was a little more ruthless. It's not a nice word, but I was really ruthless. It was like, either you do it this way. If you don't do it, then you're not going to succeed, and I don't have time for you. Now it's like, you know what? Give it another shot. Give it another day. Give it another hour. Because it can be that 1 hour. It could be that 1 second that will change your life. And not everyone is at the same pace or at the same, moment in their life. Sometimes they're doing really well, and sometimes they're not.
Also, if you put it on paper, whatever it is that they're saying that they want to change and whatever that they're trying to commit to, I think paper kind of commits people. That's why we have contracts and agreements and wills and things like that. You put it on paper, and like I said, paper makes it real. So if maybe what you do is next time this person comes to you and you put it on paper and you date it and make them sign it, make them commit to what it is that they're committing to you and taking your time, so you don't keep seeing the failure over and over again, which is not good for them. And obviously you're frustrated with this failure as well. So I recommend that you put it on paper.
Yeah, and that's a great tool that her parents used to use with her when she was growing up. And we've used it with our children. Because one thing is hearsay. Dad, I didn't hear you say that exactly that way. So if you have them write a contract or an agreement or whatever label you want to give it, now it's on paper. And you both agree to it, you both sign it, and then give it a deadline. Whether it's your sister, your cousin, your parents, whoever it is, why not? They're used to signing papers all the time. It's like we've been conditioned in society. People are used to working 9 to 5. Why? Because in school, when we were growing up, you would check in, do attendance, 9 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you were gone. Now, that's usually what most people are okay working 9 to 5 jobs, because they were conditioned for so long that now it becomes second nature to them. So an agreement contract is perfect. I think it's a perfect, tool.
Yeah, I appreciate the answer. My parents used to do that when we were kids. They used to have us write things down and commit to this, Well, you said you were going to do this, and then you didn't do it, and then, boy, it was the end of that road, you know what I mean? So that tool, man, I remember that from back in the day.
So you're familiar with the tool, so pass it on. Pass it on, Philly.
Listen, love seeing you guys. Enjoy yourselves. You guys deserve it, man, and thanks so much for the answers.
Thank you. Thank you, Philly.
You got it.
We have another live person coming in right now, Bert, and while we get it set up there, are you really far from the hotel right now? Because I have no idea where you're at.
I don't know. Where are you at? Are you by the hotel?
I'm inside the hotel right now.
No, I'm far. I went for a walk. I wanted to show people the area.
So we have another live question. We may take another one or two questions live.
Yeah.
Oh, so we got Stephanie who's about to join us.
Well, it's nice to see you guys. My name is Stephanie Cox, and I'm calling from Homestead, Florida.
So, hey, it's nice seeing you too. So tell us, what's your question for today?
How can someone stay focused when it seems like I get up every morning and I say my affirmations and I say today's going to be a good day. I'm going to do good things today. I'm staying positive, but then all of a sudden something hits you and it just brings you right back down. And it's like, you feel like you're not finding like any solution to try to stay positive. Like, how can someone stay focused and stay positive when it just feels like everything just keeps crumbling down?
Stephanie, I've been there and I know exactly what you're feeling. And this is one of the reasons that I was telling you guys to use the Facebook group. We have private messaging inside that Facebook group, and I would love to have a private conversation with you because I have been in your shoes. I have felt like I was in that tunnel and there was no light in that tunnel, and I got out. So I can speak from experience. So that's one of the reasons that I'm saying let's use these tools that we have. And also the same thing goes back to what we were talking about to Philly right now. And part of the things that I was trying to say in the last mastermind that I was in is that you need to write things down, because we get lost, because life starts slapping and punching us and kicking us and throwing us to the floor. And if we don't have things in writing, we kind of don't know. We get lost. We can't see it. So if you start writing down what those goals are that you want, whenever you get lost or frustrated, you read them. Write those goals to yourself.
Yeah,
and you can inspire you.
Yeah, I have that. I have my vision board, and I go and I look at my vision board and I look at my goals and stuff like that. But then everything starts to change, and I think, well, how are you going to get there, Stephanie, when literally right now you don't have anything, like you don't have nothing. So how are you going to get there? You know, it's just,
listen,
so I start
Stephanie,
and the negative comes to me.
That negative talk is what you need to stop now. One of the things that I remember Bert told me, and because I was in that really dark place, and he says, listen, unless you make an effort, nobody's going to make that effort for you. Don't expect anybody to do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. You got to put from your part. He actually said it to me in Spanish, pon de tu parte. And I was like, wow, you're absolutely right, because I was in such a dark place. And I said, you know what? Every time that I start doing that, Alex, you're not in a good place, and you've done bad, and you're not doing good as a mom, and you're not doing good as a wife, and you're not doing good in the business, and your life is a mess. And every time I started catching myself in that negative thought, I started singing, don't worry, be happy. So the second I caught myself thinking a negative thought about me, just punishing myself, because that's what we're doing. We're punishing ourselves mentally. I started thinking, you pick a song. To me, it was just the song that I used to get out of that tunnel that I was in. So every time I had that session of beating on myself, I kept thinking of that song. And eventually I was like, oh my God, that song again, I better stop. And another thing that helped me was the fact that you're like, okay, I can't beat up on myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to beat myself up really hard for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to let it go. I'm going to go on, I'm going to read my goals, I'm going to call somebody that can support me, somebody that's going to make me smile so that I can get out of this beating up session that I'm doing right now. But I don't deny myself that beat up session either, because then you have that pent up, frustration. So those are some of the tools that I use to get out of that tunnel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, Les Brown always taught me that, we worry about the how. And Alex and I had a talk about this, and yeah, it goes both ways, but really the how is none of your business. You're already doing the how. You just want it a lot faster, but you got to remember all the times that you've done it wrong, all the times that you've been with the wrong people, all the times that you've done all these things in your life. And I'm not saying you, Stephanie, I'm saying even myself, because even at our level, that people see us at a different level, and we don't look at it at a different level, we just look at it at a different phase in our life, we still get screwed over. We still have people that try to take advantage of us. I mean, the person that was supposed to be here live today is a personal friend of mine. So it's just like I'm disappointed more than anything, but that's something I got to deal with.
Right.
But people, it doesn't matter that if you get to a certain level, you're not going to have these things done to you. It's going to continuously happen. The thing is that you don't take it the same anymore. You're able to brush it off and move on. And a lot of it, like I've been saying to a lot of people, is really you. It's not being really selfish, but sometimes right now the time is for you. You as a person, you as a human being, it's okay to be selfish. How can someone love you if you don't love yourself? How can someone fight for you if you don't fight for yourself? At the end of the day, whatever it is that you're searching for in life, whether it's money or whatever, how can you have it if you yourself don't believe that you deserve it? You have to understand it. And affirmations are great, and I really truly believe about in them, and I believe in using the vision board. I believe in all these tools. However, the most important tool is the 18 inches from your head to your heart. When you connect it, when you really believe it and you have internalized it, for me to be shouting like this out here in front of Savannah like a crazy man, I'm waiting for someone to give me some tips. You know, like, you know, one of those people in the street that they're doing a show, because I'm talking from the top of my lung and there's people watching me and they're freaking out because they've never seen this guy here but I believe it. I truly believe it in my heart that what I'm doing is the right thing and the tools, because I did not come from wealth. I came from a mother that used to clean floors, and she used to take me with her, and she told me, son, whatever you want out of life, you can have it, but you got to believe it, son. Everything is possible. And I know maybe it wasn't real, maybe it was just her supporting her son, but because of what she told me, I internalized it, and I am living my life the way I live today, which a lot of people wish they had the same quality of life, and the reason is because they don't want to do what it is that it takes to do it. They just think it comes easy. It doesn't come easy. However, a lot of it comes from those self-talk. A lot of it comes from our belief system growing up. You know, things our parents did and so forth. I was very fortunate in one way, but in another way I wasn't. I never had a father, never had grandparents, brother or sister, but that never stopped me. You know, in fact, I'm happier that way because then I don't have no one to compete with or to be like. I've created my own persona. So at the end of the day, it's just really, Stephanie, you're doing great. You know, we're friends and other social media. And I'm
watching you, Stephanie. Congratulations on working out and really pushing forward there. I'm really proud of you.
But you see that right there, Stephanie?
I do it because it's the only way I can keep my mind off of stuff. If I'm not doing something, I'm just tired of crying. I'm just tired of feeling this pain, and the gym is like, it just gets my mind off of it. And like I said, I have that built up anger, and when I go to the gym, I just like push it because I just don't want that anger in me anymore.
We should meet when we get back to Miami. I think maybe since you're in Homestead, it's probably 20 minutes from us. Maybe it's time that we should meet.
Yeah, but listen to what you just said. What you just said was, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of living this life, and I'm going to make a change. And guess what? It's happening. It's just going to take a little longer because it took you a little longer to get there. But you're already creating the change. Look, Alex doesn't know you're working out, but she can tell from your physiology, the clothes you have on. So people will start complimenting you and telling you how good you're doing, and, you know, just accept it. Say thank you. You know, don't justify it. Don't say I'm doing it because of these reasons. You're doing it and people are noticing it, and you deserve that compliment. You know, that's what I'm talking about. You need to, this week, when someone compliments you and they're being sincere, whether it's like, oh, Stephanie, your hair looks nice, or Stephanie, you're doing great at the gym, or whatever the compliment is, just say thank you and internalize it.
One more caller, Stephanie. Thank you so much for your question. And please reach out to me when we get back to Miami so that we can meet in person.
Of course. Have a safe trip.
Thank you. So I hope that everybody learns their lesson today, that we're here for you guys. And however we can be here for you, we are going to be here because that is what we have dedicated our lives to.
How you guys doing? This is Serge from sweaty, stymied, very hot Miami. I got 2 questions for you today, Bert.
I'm listening, man.
Number 1, what makes you so damn handsome?
It's the camera.
I got the answer. It's you, Serge.
I don't take the credit for that, man. The man's
no. You have to take the credit, brother, and you have to accept it. Like I said, because of you make sure I go to the gym every day. Because of you make sure I don't. There's days I don't want to get out of the house, and I know that if I don't, you're going to come upstairs and you're going to pull me and take me to the gym. So if I look sexy today, it's because of you.
Thank you, sir. And right back at you. I went to the dojo tonight. I start training again tomorrow. So thank you.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Serge.
But I got a real one that kind of ties into.
Okay. I want to bring this up. You see what Serge is talking about? Serge and I had talked before I left town, and I said he loves doing MMA. He loves doing dojo, and he told me, look, Bert, you know, I need to get back on that. And I said, well, you know, since I'm not going to be gone, I'm going to be gone for like 2 weeks, maybe 3, whatever the case is. And I said, why don't you start, you know, and do your dojo? And he's like, yeah, but, you know, I'm really busy. Work is doing really well for me right now, you know, so I don't know if I have the time. And I said, just do it. Well, look, it's been a day, not even a full day and a half, and he's already committed. He joined and everything. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. I'm talking about taking action.
Immediate action.
Yeah, immediate action. That's it. In 2 weeks, you know, the guy will be doing other things that he loves. And if he's doing things that he loves, he's going to attract more success into his life. It's easy. That's an easy recipe. And people want to make it confusing and difficult. And they do that because they want to be able to be confusing and difficult. But a lot of success comes from taking steps like that. So I congratulate you, brother. That's great that you took immediate action.
Thank you, brother. Second question I have for you, though, and you know you and I have talked a lot in the past, but considering today you had to have a gentleman that you respect a lot as a personal friend, supposed to show up and didn't show up, and a lot of other negative things that have happened in your life, how do you personally deal with that, internalize it, and move on past that? What do you specifically do?
I can answer for him. It's because he has a wonderful wife who's very supportive. No, but seriously, I think a part of the reason that we bring success to our lives is because we have a support team. Our team is very important, and we try to stay on the same page, and we keep each other in check. And we participate, Susanna, and we participate and we do things together. As you can see over here, there's my little one.
Hey, what's up, Dylan?
That's over there. And if you look behind me, my team is back there.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Having a good support system, I think, is one of the most important things.
We got our support team behind us here.
Also, it's where I'm at in life, where I'm at today. It's not easy. It took me years to get there because at first it was, you know, something would hurt you or upset you, and it can last anywhere between a month to 6 months. Now, because of all the training and all the repetition and repetition is the mother of all skills. But if you do what you did, you get what you got. However, the past is not equal to the future. So when things happen, make no mistake, I get upset, I get peeved, I get sad, I get a bunch of other different emotions we won't talk about. However, it's at a different level. I don't let it take over my day. It may take over that moment, and then I will tell you honestly, within the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's done because I don't have time for that. If you really value your life, the life that you've been given, and you really internalize and you really have self-respect as a human being, what are you wasting your time on? Being angry, being sad, being depressed? What you've done by doing that is giving the power to someone else, giving the power to that person, significant other, or giving the power to that other client, or that person didn't buy from you. You're giving them the power, where the truth is you have all the power once you start with you, which is my biggest message today. It's really about finding you as your person. And if you're doing it for the right reasons, and you're doing it from the bottom of your heart, and you're using the right tools because you're learning it from different places, then just stick to it, and you will see success is right around the corner. In fact, you should be able to succeed every day, at least one little bit, towards whatever your goal is. Whether that person that never answered your calls finally answered the call, or that person that you weren't able to close 3 months ago, then you end up closing a year from now for 3 times the amount of money. The reason is because you never gave up. Most people give up way too soon. That's the truth.
I agree. Hey, listen, are you walking back to Miami? Because you look like you're walking a lot.
You know where I got this from, right? There's only 2 people I know that do this when they do videos. One is LJ and the other one is Serge. Let me show you how Serge closes a deal. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait.
Yeah, that's me. Hey, you're sorely missed, man. I can't wait till you guys get back. Break a leg, do what you guys got to do. We miss you.
Thank you, guys. All right, so one of the things that I want to let everybody know is that the Facebook group, there's a couple of questions that we're not going to be able to answer because we're on a time crunch over here. And we want to make sure that everybody goes to the Facebook group and you can private message to continue asking your questions. We're there for you. We want to answer your questions. So if we don't get back to you right away, we are out of town, so it'll take us a little bit, but we will make sure that we always answer every communication that people have with us. So I just want to say that we love you guys, and we will come at you next Wednesday. We don't know where we're going to be next Wednesday, but we guarantee that we're going to fight our way to make sure that we have some kind of connection to come through for you guys. So back to Bert.
And what Alex is talking about is for real. Contact any one of the people in the team that you feel more comfortable with or most comfortable with. Pick up the phone. We're on Instagram. We're on Snapchat. We're on the Facebook, Twitter. There's no excuse why you shouldn't be connected to one of us and use the tools that we help you with to have a better quality of life. So with that being said, my name is Bert Oliva. And remember to live life and don't let life live you. I will see you next Wednesday.
Register online and join us today for all new live interviews and weekly topics only at themastermindcircle.com.